Hello, everybody. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I can say hello and also check in. And I know you're not able to answer me right now, but maybe you will on Facebook. And hopefully, I will send out a questionnaire at the end of our walk in the light. And I hope to hear from you because this is a first retreat online. And I'd love to learn. I'd love to learn for the next one. I'm planning a Lenten retreat in a similar way, but also a little different. And I'm excited about it, really excited. And I will also continue to put something on, like you're on the mailing list. So once a week during January, I will put out a praying pause or a video. So we will stay in touch. I hope you're enjoying this walk. I hope you're enjoying the praying pauses. I know that a lot of you have contacted me and also said that, you enjoy the praying pauses and there's just no time to come to the service or the contemplative teaching. And so far, I recorded them and sent you the links. And last time, yesterday, we had such intimate sharing. We were a small group, like 8 people, and we had such intimate sharing that at the end, we talked about it and people weren't comfortable with having it out online. So I did not record it. But I want to tell you a little bit of what we did in this teaching. So it was called Practicing the Presence of God. And that's what it's all about in this retreat. And really, that's what it's all about in my teaching, in the praying pauses, coming to this deep, always wonderful breath. I feel my body calm down. My speaking is slowing down, and I feel like I'm coming into a bigger space. And so, what we did yesterday, we started with a meditation. So, let's just do this right now. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, or look down. I always need to close my eyes. Just a few wonderful deep breaths. And there's a breath prayer that's called breathing in God deeply and breathing out completely. So if you're comfortable, put your left hand on your chest, right hand on your stomach. And then when you breathe in, feel your stomach expand. And that's breathing in. And your chest expands, and you can say inwardly, God deeply, and breathing out completely. And your stomach muscles can help pushing all the air out. And then the next breath comes in automatically. So breathing in God deeply and breathing out completely. A few breaths on your own, breathing in God or God's light in deeply and breathing out God's light completely. Be aware where you are right now. Be aware of what you're hearing. And also be aware of your body sinking in, letting go, being held by gravity, being held by the chair, and being held by God. Let three things come to your mind right now that you are grateful for. Three life situations, three things, three people, whatever it is for you. So, another deep breath, another deliberate breath, another breath that makes us appreciate the air we breathe. And you open your eyes, you might want to write down what you're grateful for. It's a wonderful, wonderful practice. And then looking back, if you have a gratitude journal, looking back to what you were grateful for. And whatever you're grateful for, you are expanding. Absolutely, absolutely true. So it's a wonderful spiritual practice. Talking about practice and practicing the presence of God. I know we all have different practices. Um, some people sing, make music, listen to music, and that brings them completely and totally into the presence of God. Um, art, artists emerge in their art, and time is just disappearing. And many artists say it just flows through them. It's not coming from them. Writers. So, some people recite prayers that are important to them. There are many, many ways how we practice the presence of God. And what it is really becoming aware of something bigger than we are, of something that is guiding us, something that is living in us, with us. And we talked the other time about the image of God, how it's important what image we have of God, what relationship we have of God. If it's a relationship where God is, the big punishing guy in the sky, you do something wrong and you're being punished for it, and somebody who's stern, that is actually detrimental to your health. They found out with these neurologists, that they interviewed over thousands of people and found out that that is hampering your life energy. But if you have a loving image of God, if you know you're connected to God, I would say, if you know God is living within, God is living within and all around. We're all part of this force, of this life force, like the sun is sending out the rays onto earth and warming the earth and making life possible. And so the sun rays, like we are the sun rays, and we're not the sun, but that we are part of the sun, and the sun will not be able to shine if it didn't have sun rays. So we are that important, every single one of us. And I read somewhere, and I really loved that. Got my little cheat here. So if God were white light, we would all be a different color in the spectrum of that light. We would all be a different color, and we're all part of that light, because we're all created in God's image and we are unique, unique, and spell it Y-O-U, unique. And nobody is ever able to do what you do and let the light shine as you shine, let your light shine. So be aware of it. Be aware how important your part in this world is. And often we think that we do not have anything to give. I know for a long time in my life, I did feel like, what can I do? What gift do I have to share? And I had to learn that no matter what it is, just a word with somebody, a nice word for somebody. We all have something to give. And um, sometimes we just have to go within and also see, like this one praying pause was hopefully teaching, that our brokenness, our pain at one point can become the light in the world. Our pain can be transformed into a passion and a purpose. Our pain can be used if we let it be used. So, for example, as a spiritual director, I am a very, very good listener. Um, Not just listen to the words, but also listen to what not was not said, what's said in between the words, the pauses. And I learned that because I had very painful childhood experiences where I had to sit for a long, long time just listening to my father and my grandmother talk. And I was not allowed to say a word. I was severely punished if I said something because children were to be seen but not heard. And also sitting with my grandmother's pain, who lost two of her children just a few years before I was born, and always sitting with her pain. So for the longest time, I did not know what to do with it and why, and God, what was this all about? And now I realized it's a gift. It's a gift that I have and that I can give to the world. And there are other things. There are actually gifts we're giving without knowing it, without being aware of it. I did a little survey and asked some people, what do you think are my gifts? And a 21-year-old friend said, you make people feel like they belong in this world. And I was touched, very touched, because for the longest time, I did not feel that I belong. Very, very long time. Whether it was in a group, I always felt like an outsider, or in the country I grew up, in Germany, I never felt at home. It took me a long time to feel home in my own body and in my own life. So giving that unconsciously to others because I did not want them to go through that pain is a wonderful gift that I wasn't even aware of. So look within, really look within. What are the gifts that you're giving? What is the light that you are bringing into this world? And do not think it has to be something big, or do not go like, oh, this is not good enough. I don't know. Don't be a perfectionist like I was. Just go, just do. You don't know who you might help with it. And if you like, I have on my website, bettinaschuler.com, I have 3 life stories. 2 of them are part of our retreat. And they have transferred their pain into a purpose and into passion, helping others. So that's so much to transforming our pain, sharing our pain, our brokenness. Even if we share the brokenness that we feel, others might say, and that happened actually yesterday, somebody said, thank you for sharing this, because now I'm feeling that I can share my pain and what happened to me. So we never know. We never know. I think it's important to come out and be part of the whole puzzle, be the piece that God has meant us to be. So that was kind of like a summary of what we did. And so we did a lot of sharing. And I was also talking about Brother Lawrence. So practicing the presence of God. Brother Lawrence is one of my favorites, and I will teach more about it and make little videos. But one of the things Brother Lawrence says is that God is within us. Do not look for God elsewhere. Find God deep within your soul. And Meister Eckhart, again, a favorite mystic of mine who lived in the 13th century, said, God is home, it's us, we have gone for a walk. So God is within and God is without. That is truly my faith, that I know God is within, and that I have to get to know myself to get to know God. Because if I'm unconscious about who I am, then I'm not able to live out God's yearning for me in the world. I love yearning so much better. That's the translation for will. We learn that it's God's will. That's very static to me. But God's yearning is the real translation from the Greek word, and that the Bible was written in. So God's yearning for me. I do want to live into that yearning and not be afraid of it. And I hope you do too. And I want to end with a meditation that I love, and that really brings home what it means to live and be in that place where we are safe with God. So, you again, I invite you to close your eyes and look down and imagine that you are sitting at the bottom of a lake. And that is scary in itself to think about that. But you can breathe underwater. You can. You're able to. So you're sitting and your body is light and the water is soft and warm, has the right temperature, and it's a clear, beautiful blue. And you're feeling so peaceful. And you look up, and the surface of the lake that was moments ago very calm, and you could even see the sky through the surface of the lake, is starting to get choppy. And the waves are getting higher, and they're white caps, and it's all in turmoil. And you're sitting at the bottom of the lake, peaceful, calm, not being touched by the turbulence that's going on up there. And then something draws you up, and you let yourself be pulled up and pulled in, and suddenly you are in this turmoil. And then you realize the bottom of the lake, within your soul, is this place of calm and quiet that cannot be touched. And through practicing the presence of God, through prayer, through meditation, you're coming back to this place, the deep depth of your own soul, the bottom of the lake. And you're breathing deeply, and you let all the turmoil happen on the surface. And you're able to participate, but anchored and calm. And then the lake changes. The sun is shining and it's still, and the sun scorches the water and evaporates the water. And again, you're on the bottom, calm and quiet. And the lake freezes over because the temperature is changing out there. You're still in this wonderful, beautiful, soft, warm water. And once in a while, you are reaching out, you are being drawn into the drama of the surface of the lake, into the drama of daily life. But then you know how to come back to the quiet, the anchor, God within. So that is a game, that is a rhythm that we are in. And I invite you to have this line, this lifeline down to the bottom of the lake that you will always find back in daily life through your practice, through your prayer. to the bottom of the lake. And the more you practice, the easier it will become. So take a deep breath and come back. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful metaphor to me to remember the lake and the bottom of the lake. And to know that I'm being drawn up to the surface and, being tossed around in these waves. When I let go of my connection with God and my knowing of the deep peace that God brings within. So it's an up and a down, and it's a practice. And I love having that image of there is a line to the bottom of the lake. There's a big anchor, and I just have to keep on holding that rope, and I can always find my way back. And that rope is prayer. That to me is centering prayer, to sit every morning for 20 minutes, breathing and coming back. And I have the video of Rich Lewis, who is a centering prayer teacher. I have a shortened video that I will also put on Facebook for you to watch. And he's so beautiful, talks about it. Just sit and come back and let God pray within you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for meditating with me, and I will be in contact soon. You'll see me again, and I am enjoying doing these videos for you. So thank you, and have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, wonderful morning, and know you are deeply loved. God is love, and God loves you incredibly, incredibly.